And we're going to do lots of nice releases as well today. And we're going to start sitting on the roller. So if you sit towards the center of your roller, just checking you've got about equal amount at each side. And option one, you can have the legs stretched, but if the hip flexors feel a little bit tight, you might want to cross your legs over or go between both of those positions. But first of all, just have your fingertips on the roller. You're not going to push your arms in, but I want you to focus more on elongating the spine. So trying to grow a little taller as you sit, just checking in with the pelvis, making sure that you've got equal pressure on each side of the pelvis. Checking the shoulders are down and away from the ears. And let's just take a breath in through the nose. Nice deep breath in, fill the lungs, breathe laterally into the sides of the rib cage. And then just let the breath out through your mouth. And again, take another deep breath in. We're going to let the breath out. And the next time you breathe in, you're going to turn the palms to the ceiling. You're going to reach your arms out to the side. And you're just going to reach them as high as you can without the shoulders having to come up with them. And then they open the arms, turn the palms down towards the floor, let them lower down. We're going to do that again. So we want to open up the chest, open up the front of the body as the arms lift. And we're going to open up, turn the palms all the time. Just focus on that nice long spine. Two more here, turn the palms, and you're going to lift them up. And then as you open out the arms, lower, and you lengthen up even more. One more time, the arms are going to open out. You're going to reach the arms up, open out, turn the palms, let them lower. Let's go into our lateral movement. So we're going to go to the side, hand on the roller or on the floor, and just hold it there for a moment. You're checking, chin is back, your arm is in line with the ear. Most importantly, the pelvis hasn't lifted away from the roller. Now breathe into whichever side you're stretching. Feel the lungs expand into the rib cage. And then with control, you're going to come back to the center. Go to the other side. So you want to lengthen up first, over to the side, and just pause there for a moment. Again, check, arm in line with the shoulder, press the pelvis down. Just notice if one side feels any tighter than the other. Breathe into the side that you're stretching, and then you're going to bring it back. And we're going to go again, up and over to the right side. Hold it there. Really lengthen out, open up the side. Take a breath. As you breathe out, you're going to bring it back to the center and over to the other side. And you're lengthening and you're seeing if you can stretch out even more. Then you're going to bring it back to the center. Lower the arms again, grow even taller, turn the palms. The arms lift up. But this time you're going to let them lower and you clasp your hands together. So you've got that invisible line from the center of the chest to the thumbs. Now, as you rotate, I want you to think of this movement coming from the rib cage. You've still got that line, but you're checking that equal pressure each side of the pelvis. Then bring it back. Now lengthen and rotate to the other side. Bring it back. Keep this going. And again, just check in with your body. See if you've got a bit more rotation on one side than the other. Remember, we're going to balance all of that out as we move through the class today. Bring it back. One more as you go over to the right side, back to the center, over towards the left side, bring it back. Now lift the arms, separate them, open them out, let them lower, and let's go back to that side bend, over to the side. Pause for a moment, see if you can lengthen even more, and then bring it back to the center. Up and over to the other side, hold it, and really lengthen out, bring it back to the center. Arms lifting up to that V shape, lower them down, clasp your hands together, ready to rotate to the right, bring it back to the center. You're rotating to the left, bring it back, lift the arms up, open out. And again, so we're going over to the right, holding it, lengthen it even more, bring it back to the center. Lengthen up and over as you go to the left side, stretching out, and then bring it back. Lift the arms to that V position, lower them down, clasp the hands together, and you're going to rotate. So hopefully getting a little bit more movement in the spine as we go through this warm up. Lift up, separate. We've got one more round of all of that. So over to the side, lengthen and stretch, breathing into your side. Then you're going to bring it back. Lengthen as you go up and over, holding it there. Take that breath in. Breathe out, bring it back. Arms into your V position, lower them down, clasp them together, and rotate, turn to the right, bring it back, and then turn as you rotate to the left, bring it back. The arms lift, open out. Now, if you do have your legs crossed, you're going to uncross them. Going to do our spine stretch and spine twist from the classical stuff. So your legs are stretched out a little bit wider than your hips, arms in front, shoulders are down. So from here, we're going to lengthen and imagine you're leaning against a wall. Your head, your back, your pelvis is against that imaginary wall. So let the head move away from it first. Then feel the top of the back moving away from it. So you're not trying to get as far down as you can. We want control, we want to stretch the spine. So imagine that the back of the pelvis is still pushed against that wall behind you. Now, while you're here, engage the core. So tighten that belt. Just want to open up the lumbar spine. Take a breath. Now we're going to roll up. As we restack the spine, we're activating those little tiny muscles, the multifidus, between each vertebrae. When you get to the top, breathe in. Feel that length through the crown of the head. As you breathe out, it's your neck first, and then it's the top of the back. Stretching forwards. Feel the back of the pelvis trying to press backwards. Tighten that belt. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, you're restacking bone on top of bone. Head comes up. Last, we got 2 more here. So breathe and see if you can lengthen and grow even taller each time. As you breathe out, rolling forwards into your spine stretch. Holding it, take a breath. As you breathe out, you're going to roll back up and you're lengthening up. 1 more, take a breath. As you breathe out, we're going forwards in spine stretch. Trying to press the back of the pelvis backwards, take a breath. As you breathe out, we're coming back up. Arms cross your chest first. And the important thing is to make sure that your legs don't move. If they move, it means the pelvis is moving. We want that to be still. We're going to rotate to the right. So you're checking the legs haven't moved. It's coming from the rib cage. 2 little pulses. Little pulse. 1, 2, and then bring it back to the center. Find that length first. Check that the legs don't move as you rotate to the left. Rib cage is doing the movement as you pulse. 1, 2. Now either keep the hands across the chest or open them out for this. Rotate to the right. Rib cage pulses. 1, 2. Lengthen up. Bring it back. Feel that length. Rotate to the left. And pulse. 1, 2. And then bring it back. 1 more on each side. We're going to the right and pulsing. 1, 2. Bring it back to the center. Lengthen. We rotate to the left. Pulse. 1, 2. Bring it back. Arms are lifting up in line with the ears. Now, can you elevate the shoulders? Can your shoulders slide to the ears? But now working those lower trapezius as you slide them down and away from the ears. And again, breathing in as you lift the shoulders. As you breathe out, slide down. 2 more here. So working all the muscles around the shoulders, around the scapula. 1 more, slide them up. Now focus on the downwards movement and do spine stretch from here. So it's the neck, top of the back, same as before. Want to make sure the core switched on. Pelvis is pressing back, and then you're going to roll back up. As always, you listen to your body. You can change and adapt any of these movements or arm positions. Let's go again. So we're moving from the neck. Visualize how your spine's moving from the top of the back and then the middle of the back. Take a breath. As you breathe out, think of your core muscles. Think of the stomach muscles helping lift you all the way back up. And we've got 2 more here to go. So we're rounding forwards and we're holding it. Take that breath in, engaging the core, using the muscles in the front of the torso to bring you back up. 1 more time as we round forwards. We're drawing the belly button in. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to bring it back up. Open the arms, bend the legs, and have your feet shoulder distance. We're going to release the muscles around our hips now and our piriformis. I'm just going to go sideways. So your back of the pelvis is on the roller, and you're going to have your hands on the floor behind you. And I want you just to roll up and down over the pelvis, the back of the pelvis. So all the muscles around the hips and around the pelvis can get really tight. So I just want to spend a little bit time today releasing that. And as we do that, we don't want to be hanging down into the shoulder joints. So we're just rolling up and down. And just notice if it feels equal on each side, if one side feels any tighter than the other. Just going to do 2 more here. And again, rolling up and down. Now we're going to get into the piriformis and into the glutes. So you're going to cross your left leg over your right leg. Your right hand stays on the floor. Your left arm goes to the left foot. So now you're on the right side of the bottom. Now just roll up and down the right side, the right glute. And as you do this, notice if there's any areas that are a bit more uncomfortable, that are a bit tight. And if there is, then focus on that area. But just slowly rolling up and down, and you might feel a difference from one side to the other. So I just wanted to release all these muscles before we do any leg work today. And again, just do that one more time, rolling it up, roll it down, find that center position. Before we do the other side, let's go back to that first movement. The hands are behind you, and you're rolling up and down on the back of the pelvis. So using the roller this way just helps to release any tightness in your muscles or in any of the connective tissue. Let's do that one more time. So you're rolling up and down, then find that center first of all. So now your right leg is crossing over the left leg. The right hand is going towards the right foot. So now your weight is in the left side, the bottom, and just roll up and down the left side. And compare. Just notice if one side feels tighter than the other. So you want to get that awareness in our bodies. And if you do find a tight area, then focus on that a little bit more. And we're going to keep this going, just rolling it up, rolling it back down. And again, we're just going to do 2 more here, rolling up, roll it back down. 1 more as you roll up and down, and then hold it still. Put the foot on the floor, find that center, finish off the way you started, just rolling up and down and releasing it. Now from here, let the bottom drop down. Now we've done all that weight bearing, so we're going to release our thoracic, we're going to release our mid back. So let's lean back so the middle part of the back is on the roller. Feet shoulder distance. So I want you to think of curling that pubic bone a little bit here. Interlink the fingers together. Now today, as you put the hands behind the head, bring your elbows forwards a bit, because that's going to open out the shoulders to allow you to release those spinal muscles down the side of the spine. So all you're going to do is curl the pelvis. It's just going to be a little lift with the bottom. And then you're going to roll up and down. Now just let the chin nod to the chest. Let it be relaxed. Just slowly up and down, all the muscles either side of the spine, in the mid back, the upper back. If you want, you can go up to the top of the back, but make sure you're not going on the neck. But you can go up as high as you need to. That's it, just do a few more. So we're curling that pubic bone and just gently rolling up and down. And again, if you feel any tightness on either side, then put a bit more weight on that side. Work on that as you release it. And let's do 2 more here as you roll it up and you roll it back down. And we've got that one more time as you roll up, roll it down. Now I want you to let your bottom drop. Make sure that roller's not going to go rolling off anywhere. And let's open up the chest now. Let's get some extension as you drop back for a moment. The weight of your head is supported into your hands. We're not lifting the chin, remember. We want the elbows slightly forwards to keep the shoulders open. And just stay here for a moment. Take a breath. Letting that breath out. And again, take another breath in. And then you're going to let the breath out. Now from here, you're just going to curl up so you look forwards. You're going to shuffle the bottom down so the roller rolls a little bit further down your back so that you can leave go of it. Leave go of your head, draw the belly button in and use your stomach muscles to slowly pull you all the way back up. Release it. Now we're going to get the roller between the feet and the bottom. Arms are straight. So really focus on that length in the spine. Let's activate the core and just curl that pubic bone under as you go back a little bit. Now let's stay here. Draw the belly button into the spine. Can you turn your palms inward so the thumbs are pointing up to the ceiling? Then you're going to turn the palms back down and you're scooping in those stomach muscles as you roll up. And as you come up, feel the chest lift. Find that length in the spine. And we're going to go again. So you're rolling on the back of the pelvis. So all those muscles were released. Hopefully we're able to move a little freer. Turn your palms in. Now this time, open the arms out. Make sure you can see the arms out the corner of your eyes, but notice how hard your core's got to work here. Bring the arms in front, turn the palms. Now draw the navel and really feel these core muscles doing that work. When you get to the top, see if you can grow taller each time. We've got 3 more here, but we're adding on each time. Stay here, turn the palms in. We're opening the arms out, holding it, but we're tightening the belt. Bring the arms back. 1 more like this. Open out. Bring the arms back, turn the palms down. Keep scooping the belly button in. As you come up, lengthen up. 1 more time. So tucking under. As you go back, find your spot. See if you can curl that pubic bone more. Turn the palms in. We've got 3 this time. Open out. Reach the arms out to the side. Bring it back. And again, 2 more out to the side. And then coming back. 1 more. Open out. Bring the arms back. Tilt the pelvis and really slowly let's lie down on the floor. Using those stomach muscles. All the way down. So that you're lying down on your back. And now we're going to focus on our lower back. So we want to make sure that we can feel the roller with the heels. We can feel the roller on the backs of the thighs. Arms are on the floor, maybe slightly out. Remember, we want to keep the front of the body open. Let the chin drop to the chest. Now, first of all, take a breath. Breathe out. Switch on the core. Now, see if you can imprint the lower back. Can you use your stomach muscles just to imprint the lower back towards the floor? That's all you're going to do. And then just release it. Let it go. Take another breath in. Let's do that again. Can you use the stomach muscles to imprint the lower back, but now feel the pelvis curling? Hold it there for a moment and then release it, let it go. So each time we're going to increase the range of movement. Take a breath in again. On your out breath, the first thing is you tighten the belt, press the lower back down, then curl the pelvis. Notice the lower back presses down more. And now lift the pelvis and the bottom of the back off the floor. Pause there for a moment, then lower it down. Keep curling that pubic bone up as you release it all the way back down. And again, take a breath. Breathe out. First thing, engage the core, trying to imprint. Then curl the pelvis. Now can you peel a little bit more of your spine? So we've released all those muscles around the structure of the spine. Now we're trying to mobilize them. So we're curling the pubic bone. We lower all the way down and then release it. And again, we've got 2 more here. So imprint first, then curl. Now you're checking that you're pushing both feet into the floor equally. When you're at the top, remember we want to curl that pubic bone even more. And then you let the spine lower down, all the way down. And then you release. We've got that one last time. So take a breath. Breathe out first, engage the core. Trying to get that imprint. Curl the pubic bone. We're peeling the spine up. We're trying to see if we can curl it even more. Then we're moving the roller. And now we've got the roller behind the pelvis or under the lower back. There's no right or wrong position, whatever works best for you, but not the chin to the chest. The hands are on the ends of the roller, collarbones are wide. Let's bring the right leg up to tabletop. Now draw the belly button in just to keep the lower back still as you bring that left leg up to tabletop. Now we don't want the back to arch any more than it is. I know it won't be going down to the floor, but can you let the right leg lower, or how low can you let it go but keep this core switched on, so without that pelvis tilting? Now as your right leg comes up, think, can you pull that belly button into the spine anymore? Can you feel the stomach muscles bringing that leg up? Now you're going to do the same with the left. So the movement's coming from the hip. As it lowers, you're tightening that belt more and more. And then as you bring that leg up, again, you're focusing on the core. Now, as you bring it up, now the legs come together. Now you're going to roll them to the right side. So the left side of the pelvis is coming away from the roller. But make sure you're pushing the left hand into the side of the roller. The left shoulder blade hasn't moved at all. Then you're going to bring it back to the center. And now you're going to do the same thing to the other side. And again, just notice if there's more movement on one side, is there more stability on one side. Then you bring it back to the center, separate the legs, activate the core again, let your right leg lower, find that challenge spot, and then see if you can tighten that belt even more. Then feel those muscles, bring that leg up. Now the left leg, gonna let that leg lower, hold it there, and we draw the belly button and it comes up. Once it's up, legs squeeze together over to the right. Keep those legs super glued together. Collarbones opening out wide. And then you're going to bring it back to the center. Now you're going to go over to the left side. Same thing. Collarbones wide. And then bring it back to the center. Swap up, separate the legs and let's go again. One more round. The right leg is going to lower. You're tightening the belt. You're drawing the navel to spine as your right leg comes up. Now your left leg is going to lower. That's it. You're drawing the navel in even more. Bring it back up. Now legs together. And you're going to take those legs over towards the right. Keep them squeezed together as you bring it back to the center. Now over towards the left side. Keep squeezing them together. And then you bring it back. Now you're going to stay center and extend the legs up. So let's feel the stretch in the hamstrings. Keep the legs straight. Can you reach the right leg forwards? So again, we don't want the pelvis to tilt here. So we're taking it as far down as we can. We're opening out the front of that hip. Now using those core muscles again to keep the spine still as your right leg comes back up to the ceiling. Let's do the left leg. So control it, lengthen it. So now we're starting to open up the front of the hips. Draw the navel in as you bring it back. Now this time, glue your legs together and we're going to take both legs, straight legs to the right. Now you're making sure this right foot and left foot stay level. Then you're working the muscles in the waist as you come back. Now we're going over to the other side. Again, same as before, we want the shoulders to stay on the floor. Then you're going to bring it back to the center. Lengthen the right leg. Lengthen it, let it lower, hold it there. Now this time, can you flex both of your feet, lengthen through the heels, point them, and then bring your right leg back up. Ready to do the same with the left leg. So you lengthen that left leg in front of you, both of your feet flex, and then they both point, and then you bring them back up. Keep the legs together, over to the right, with control. Now leave it there. Now flex the feet while they're at the right side. Now lengthen through the heels as you bring them back to the center, then point the toes over towards the left side. So keeping those feet level, when they're there, flex them, lengthen through the heels, bring it back, and then point. We got one more round. So the right leg is going to lengthen forwards, and again, flex both of your feet, point them both, and bring your right leg back up. Now that left leg is going to lengthen forward, stay there, flex and point, and then bring that leg up. Your legs are together, but I want you to flex them first this time and over towards that right hand. As you go to the right, can you lengthen through the left heel? Now keep them flexed, bring them back. Notice if the angle of the feet change the feeling of the movement. Over to the left side, keep them flexed. And we want stability in the shoulders here. And then you're going to bring it back to the center. Point the feet. Bend your knees in towards the chest. Now move the roller forwards. Let the pelvis just sink down onto the floor. Move the roller just to the side of you. And let your feet lower down. And just feel the back of the pelvis sink down towards the floor. Keep your legs apart and just let them both roll to the right side. And then you're going to bring it back to the center. And again, both of your legs are rolling to the left. The shoulders stay still. Then you're going to bring it back. And again, we've just got this one more each side as they go to the right. Then you're going to bring it back. And then over towards the left side. And you bring it back to the center. Now we're going to lift the arms up. We're going to go into a roll-up. So slide one leg out along the floor. Slide the other leg out. Now bring your legs together. Flex the feet. Turn out to your Pilates V and then point, but your heels are connected. Now as your arms lower, you lift. Remember, this depends on the shape of your spine. So if you need to, use your hands to assist you as you come all the way up. And then you're going to release it. So we're going to turn around today and you're going to kneel on the roller this time. So you're going to have the knees on the roller, your toes are tucked under, your feet are on the floor. Now we're working on strength and stability now. So just find whatever position's best for you, but keep your toes on the floor. Now your hands are underneath the shoulders, but as always, you modify if you need to be on the knuckles, or even if you need to be down on the elbows, you do that. But we're aiming for this line from the ear, the shoulder to the hip. Now we want to stabilize the hips. So we've released them, now we want to stabilize them. So without shifting your weight up to the side, can you just slide your right leg along the floor? Keep the toes on the floor, hips are level. Notice how you've got to really activate all these core muscles as well. And then you're going to slide your right leg in. Now let's do the left leg. So we're trying not to shift over to the side. We want to keep the pelvis still as the left leg slides out along the floor, working all these stabilizer muscles. Slide it back in. Let's do the right leg. Now you can always stay with your foot on the floor, or if you want more of a challenge, you're going to lift that leg up, holding it there. You're lengthening through the heel, and we want the pelvis square to the floor. Then you're going to let it lower, and then you're going to slide that leg back in. Set your pelvis before you do the other side. So we want to make sure we're not shifting the pelvis to the side. If you're adding that lift, it lifts up and you're lengthening through the heel. And then you're going to let it lower. So we're going to be layering on some changes. You stay with what feels best for you. Your right leg slides along the floor and it lifts up. Now, if that's enough, stay with that. Now, without shifting the weight too much, can you let, it's a bit shaky, the left hand hover off the floor? Your left toes are still on the floor. Draw the navel in. Now I want you to let your left hand lower, the right leg lowers, and it slides in, so it's switching on deep stabilizer muscles. Left leg, remember, leave it on the floor or lift it up. Right, set your core muscles and just see if that right hand can hover off the floor. See if one side's easier than the other, let it lower. The left foot lowers down, slide it in. Just one more each side. Right leg, either leave it on the floor, lift it. Now left arm or stretch it out in front. Draw the navel into the spine. Now you're going to lower and you're going to slide back in one more time. So your left leg either stays on the floor or lift it. Either your right hand hovers or it lifts. There'll probably be some shaking involved in this. That's good. And you're going to let it lower and slide back in. Go into a cat stretch. Let's release the wrists after that. Walk your hands in. Make sure that roller, by the way, is secure underneath your knees or your shins. And just come up, arms in front, make those fists, and let's release. Just circle the wrist round, releasing it one way, and then we're going to release and we're going to circle round the other way. We may as well do thigh stretch while we're here. So stretch the arms, squeeze the bottom. Now you're not going to be going back too much. You go back a little bit. You're going to feel those quads, and then you come up, let the arms lower down. Lift the arms up first. Now squeeze the glutes, strengthen those quads. Remember, they're really important muscles to help our knees. And then come up, let your arms lower. Two more. You're going to lift the arms. You're squeezing the bottom muscles, and you're going back, and you're holding it there, and then come back and lower. Got a feeling, going to feel these muscles tomorrow. Lift up, lean back, you're squeezing the bottom, strengthening your quads, coming all the way back, and then you lower. From here, let your chin drop, you're rolling down, you walk your hands forwards. We're going to do an exercise called knee stretch that we do on the reformer, but we're going to use the roller. Now, if the wrists have had enough, remember, adapt and modify. Now, I want you to lift the toes off the floor, so the knees are on the floor. Now, we're going to go into a cat stretch, and without your shoulders moving forwards, can you use your stomach muscles to pull the knees in towards you? And then release, they go back. Now, as you breathe out, you're pulling the knees in, and the roller's rolling down your shins, and you're coming back. Come on, let's do 3 more here. Tighten that belt round the back, and then you roll it back. 2 more, pulling in, knees in as close as you can, and release it. We've got 1 more, pulling the knees in as close as you can, and then release. Toes on the floor, walk the hands back. Let your knees drop to the floor, untuck the toes, roll the roller forwards. Put your elbows and forearms on the roller now. Well done. We'll definitely give those wrists a rest now. So clasp your hands together, and let's sink down in between our scapula, in between the shoulder blades. We're sinking down, and then let's lift up. And again. So all those muscles that we released in the upper back and in the shoulders, now we're stabilizing them, we're strengthening them. So sink down, and then lift up. 2 more to go. Sink in between the shoulders, lift between them. 1 more, we sink down, lift. Now we want to find a midway point between those. So those muscles are set there. Now your hands are clasped together, but I want you to feel like your elbows are wanting to pull out to the sides, even though they're not moving. Feel them pulling out. Tighten that belt. Now lift the feet off the floor. Just move the head a little further forwards. We're not sinking in between the shoulder blades. Feel like you're pulling the elbows out, and then come back. So it's not a big movement. And you're going to go again. So feet off the floor. Feel like you're pulling the elbows out. You're drawing the navel in. And then you're going to bring it back. We're going to do 2 more here. So we'll lift the feet, pulling the elbows out to the side as you go forwards. Then you're going to bring it back. And again, we've got that 1 more time as we pull it forwards, and then come all the way back. Now from here, move the roller to the left-hand side of you. Put both hands on the floor. Lift your right arm to the right side, but make sure you can see it out the corner of your eye. Turn your head to the right. Follow the arm round as it lifts up. Now we're rotating. Make sure you can see that arm. Then we're going to bend the left arm. We're going to place the back of the right hand on the roller. Going to push it away. Rotate that spine. See, maybe you can get the side of the head to the floor. Hold it there. So now we're opening out the backs of the shoulders. And then we're going to bring it back. Your eye line's going to follow the movement as the arm lifts and you rotate. Take a breath. As you breathe out, bend the left arm. Put the back of the right hand on the roller again, pushing that roller away as you rotate. Just going to do that one last time. We're going to bring it back. You're going to turn to the right and your arm lifts up. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, bending that left arm, the roller rolls away as your spine rotates. Then you're going to bring it back to the center. Just going to swap over to the other side. So move the roller to the right hand side of you, right hand under the shoulder. Open the left arm, make sure you can see it out the corner of your eye, then turn your head to it, lift it, make sure you can see it all the time, and then bend your right arm, put the back of the left hand on the roller, push it away, and just see what this side feels like as you rotate. And then again, slowly bring it back. Take the arm out to the side, the spine, the head, the neck, the whole spine is following that arm round. And then you're going to bend the right arm, back of the left hand on the roller, and push it away. And again, we're going to do that 1 more time. As we turn towards the left side, hold it there for a moment, and then you're going to bend that right arm and you're going to push the roller away as you stretch out, and then you're going to bring it back to the center. So for the last section, we're going to be lying down on the roller. So let's sit towards the front edge of your roller, and then make sure you're right at the front, and let's lie down on it. So we're sort of going back to where we started, just releasing that tissue, that connective tissue at the sides of the spine. We're checking that the feet are parallel, thinking of that triangular position under each foot, the big toe, little toe and heel. And also think of that triangle on the front of the pelvis. So the heel of the hands on the hips, fingertips on the pubic bone, and we want to have the pelvis parallel to the floor. The arms are down on the floor and they're relaxed. We're opening out the front of the chest. Now feel the backs of your shoulders now, just sort of hanging down each side of the roller. Chin towards the chest. So you're looking up or even slightly forwards, and just hold it here for a moment. Find your balance, find your center, take a deep breath in, and then you're just going to let the breath out. And again, so creating that awareness in your body, taking a breath, and just letting the breath out. And just by lying on the roll, it's going to open up the front of the body. Now let's focus on pushing the left foot into the floor. We don't want the left leg to roll out. We want to stabilize it, engage the core a little bit so that your right leg can lift up to tabletop. So make sure that left leg hasn't rolled in or out. Draw the navel in, and you're just going to slowly let the right leg low, but notice how you've got to activate the core to stop the back from arching. And then hold it there. Find that center. Now your right foot's going to stabilize you as your left leg comes up. And notice if one side is less stable than the other. Remember, we're going to build up these neuromuscular pathways, and then you're going to let your left foot lower down. Now you're going to do the same as your right leg lifts up, holding it here, and then just letting your right leg lower. Leave the right foot on the floor. Let the left leg lift. So think of that triangle underneath the right foot, and then let it lower down. And then let's go again with that right leg. Now, can you now lift the left arm up to the ceiling? Holding it there. If you need to keep that hand on the floor, then stay with just the leg. You're going to let the arm and the leg lower down. Now let's lift the left leg up. Pause there. And now your right arm is lifting up, holding it. And then you're going to let it lower back down. Now let's do right leg, left arm at the same time as you lift up. And then you're going to lower back down. Now you're doing left leg, right arm. Remember, we want that triangular position under whichever foot's on the floor. And then lower down. And again, we've got 4 more here. So we're lifting the arm and leg up. And then you're going to let that arm and leg lower down. And again, we've got 3 more. Arm and leg lifting. And lower down. 1 more on each side. So checking that the arch in the lower back isn't increasing as you do this. Lower down, let's finish off. Left leg, right arm. And then lower back down. Now keep the feet on the floor. Think of that triangle again under each foot. Now lift both of your arms up, turn the palms in. The head stays on the roller, but your shoulders lift. So feel the scapula separating. And then just let them drop, release. Again, breathing in as you lift them up, you lengthen the fingertips. As you breathe out, you're going to release. And again, 2 more, lift them up. And then you're going to release it. And again, 1 more, the shoulders are lifting. Let them release. You're going to open the arms out to the side. Place the backs of your hands on the floor. Make sure the elbows are soft. If it feels too much with them right out to the side, just have them a bit closer into the roller. but the backs of your hands are on the floor, and we're just going to hold it here for a moment. We've still got that equal pressure on the triangles under each foot. Just take a deep breath in. And we're going to let the breath out. Just feel the body relaxing. Feel the pelvis connecting with the roller. And again, in through the nose. Just feeling the backs of the hands just melting into the floor as the front of the body opens out. And again, in through the nose. And then you're going to let that breath out. One more time. Just taking a breath in. Deep as you can, you're going to let the breath out. Just feel the body relaxing, if that's possible, lying on a roller. Slide the arms towards the sides of the roller a little closer, then turn your palms down onto the floor. Make sure your feet aren't too far forwards. Maybe bring the feet in a little bit, because we're going to imprint the lower back the best we can into the roller. And you're just going to squeeze the bottom, lift up. Then you're going to lower down, all the way down, and release, just getting into the spine a little bit more. And let's go again. Can you imprint the lower back? And just peel up. Still got that equal pressure on each foot. And then you're going to lower back down. We're just going to do this one more time. So imprint, tilt, we're peeling up. Then you're going to lower all the way back down onto that roller. And then you're going to release. Carefully, you're going to roll off one side of the roller. And you're going to put the roller at the side of you. Feet shoulder distance. Feel the body just melting down into the floor as you come off the roller. Take your palms up to the ceiling. We want to keep that feeling of that openness in the front. Keep the legs apart. Now let your legs just roll to the right side as the left side of the pelvis lifts. Bring it back to the center. Now let your legs roll to the left as the right side of the pelvis lifts. Bringing it back to the center. And again, just keep it going and just notice how the body feels now as it rolls side to side and that spine rotates over towards the left side. And then you're going to bring it back to the center. And again, I'm going to do this one more on each side as you roll over. And then you're going to bring it back to the center. Rolling your legs over to the other side. And then bring it back to the center. Bring one knee in towards your chest. Pull that knee in. Bring the other knee in as close as you can. Now just slowly roll the legs side to side. As the knees are pulled in, the lower back is opening out even more as you do this. And again, just doing this one more. To the right, one more to the left. Come back. Grab the backs of your thighs. Lift your head, look towards the thighs. Roll yourself up. And we're done now. I hope you feel good after that. I did some extra releases for the hips and the glutes, so let me know how you feel. But well done. And the cat behaved as well today. Well done, everyone.